Today on Game and Watch It, everyone is here.
Boo.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Game and Watch It. E3 has come and gone, and we're just going to get right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said everyone's here, and we got Poli and
Hello.
Arzee.
Howdy.
Guys, what are your hot takes on E3? Just give me your overall feelings.
I think that noise pretty much describes it.
I'm enjoying it. I got everything I wanted out of it, basically.
Oh, not even close for me. I think this might have been the worst E3 I've seen in like half a decade.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah?
Just good.
It was all right. It was just there was a lot of like unanswered questions.
But that's always good. You always kind of
is-
want that, so you could speculate and
Oh
evaluate.
no, I'm saying like before we got in, and then we got the answers to those questions, and it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
right.
Well, last episode we had a lot of predictions.
Yes.
Let's go over some of those and see how wrong and right we were. Now, Arzee, I know you took some notes, so why don't you lead this one?
Well, let's start off. Well, which part of the of E3 do we want to go through? Because I think we should just go through like all the different presentations and see what the predictions we had there. Because we had a lot of predictions for the big three, but not a lot for the third parties.
Okay, so let's start with, I guess, EA, Ubisoft, and Bethesda.
Yeah.
Let's start with the third parties.
So in terms of predictions, we had already heard about Fallout 76 by this point in time.
Yep.
And a lot of debate was happening of whether or not it would come out to be a Battle Royale game. So far, the only details they've given us is it's a massive multiplayer survival game. So they haven't strictly said it was a Battle Royale, despite the fact that that's what I was expecting.
Yeah,
And that Polly and Rusty disagreed. But in terms of that game, like I guess it's not a Battle Royale, and I'm doing air quotes right now, but I guess I don't really differentiate too much between that and the other just massive multiplayer shooters.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I've heard of Fallout 76, it is going to be mission-based, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be a Battle Royale game. They may add a certain piece to it later on, but like I don't see the point. You're looking at a Fallout game here. You're looking at an expansive world set in a post-apocalyptic, kind of half dystopian, but not really world.
I'd say dystopian. Everything's pretty fucked up.
Okay, fair enough. It's not as like, stereotypically dystopian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is
Not
always
as much as it used to be, at least.
This is an always online game that they announced.
Well, because it's
Yes.
actually like it's effectively kind of like an MMO. Like it's more, or maybe not. That's not the right word. It's like a Rust or Ark Survival Evolved or something like that, where there's like the online multiplayer, like other players and communities and guilds and so on.
Yeah.
Like a living world. And I think like Fallout is actually the right kind of setting for this kind of thing. Though this is not coming without a lot of resistance from the fan base that are hoping for, a true sequel or whatever. But so hot on the heels of Fallout 4, that's not Bethesda's MO.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to touch on. I was watching a few analytic videos on the original trailer before they really got into the meat of it of E3 and pretty much confirmed all of it. And a lot of people ran through what Vault 76 was and what they mentioned about it in like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. Just on like little computers, they had little blurbs about this vault. Yeah. So the idea behind it is that this vault was one of the only vaults that didn't perform like experiments or, in some way, shape, or form on its residents. It was just meant for the best of the best, the cream of the crop, to be there for 20 years. The vault opens and they rebuild the world afterwards.
Yeah, this is a prequel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So it's set 25 years after the...
Yeah, after the bombs.
Yeah. So a little bit different than what they were mentioning in Fallout 3 or whichever one it was. But the idea behind it is that they release everybody into this world to do whatever they want. Now, I think they're missing the mark a little bit because as far as I've heard, there's no NPCs in this game.
Weird.
Meaning that any of the factions that exist in the Fallout world, whether it's like the Brotherhood or Kaiser's Legion or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
It's like none of these exist, and to me, it's a missed opportunity to show how these factions all came to be.
So there won't even be just like raiders and like that you could just kill for XP or what have you.
Oh yeah, I mean those won't be NPCs though. Those are like enemies.
Okay,
right?
so
I was checking out the graphics when they first announced it. I'm like, oh my god, this game is coming to the Switch. It looks so bad. It was just kind of like lower poly and stuff. So I assumed it's coming to the Switch. Now, Panic Button just made a statement that they have a new big profile game that they're porting to the Switch.
Okay.
And I have a feeling it's going to be another Bethesda game. It might be 76, maybe not, but I guess we'll see.
I could see it being Fallout 4.
Possibly. Now, they didn't say any of that in the Bethesda conference, but let's take a step back and look at the overall Bethesda's performance. They started off with Rage 2 announcing the announcement, and then they got into an Andrew WK skit. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
The Andrew WK skit?
Yeah,
No,
or just like a musical performance.
No,
by
I
Andrew
didn't see
WK.
that
Yeah,
one.
it was Get Ready to Die.
Okay, yeah.
And it was funny. He was raging so hard, I loved it. But then they panned to the audience, and everyone just kind of
sitting there, like
standing there with no emotion on their face.
awkward.
And they pan back to Andrew, and he's raging out on stage. It was one of those great E3 moments that I love about E3 that you can never get from like a Nintendo Direct. You have to get from those live performances.
Yeah, can I say as a side note that like the crowd just generally sucked at the C3. Like every conference that I watched, I was looking at the crowd and like there was probably about 30% of people on their phones, like just not giving a shit while sitting there.
Well, that's because they're all blogging and live tweeting.
Yeah,
and
they're working very hard. Trust
But
me.
how do you not get excited and cheer? And like, I don't care if I work for like IGN. Like, fuck it. If something crazy's happening, I'm in. I'm getting excited. I'm getting amped up.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
they're busy furiously tweeting about it.
Yeah, that's like
what time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the internet. That's what social media has done. It's either you're gonna have the YouTubers jumping on stage trying to create a fiasco, or the tweeters just like looking not engaged at all, but are furiously tapping away, to try to be first to market on
Now
those tweets.
Bethesda also announced they got the new like Starlink game. It's like probably like Elder Scrolls in space,
Yes,
and they
yeah,
announced
yeah.
it for next generation. They also announced Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay. Cool.
For next generation.
Yeah.
And now Microsoft actually just announced that their new system's coming in 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that these new games will be for the
Next
systems
generation?
of
Xbox Infinity. Call it.
Xbox,
that's good.
Xbox Ultimate.
No, it's got to have a number, some form of a sequence of numbers.
Fair enough. But let's get out of this Bethesda talk and final thoughts.
I mean, everybody was expecting the equivalent to New Vegas for Fallout 4, and they didn't get it, so I can see why people are pissed off. I think Fallout 76 is going to be a good game. It looks like it's a proper Fallout game just brought into the online world.
We also got Doom 2, Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Hell on Earth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Down, yeah.
Okay. All right. I still got to play Doom. I played maybe about an hour of it, but it's beyond the point.
Me too.
Anyways,
Same.
Yeah. Same, but different.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for Starlink, like seeing some new IPs come out, and no doubt Fallout 76 will be popular so long as they don't have any major gaffes a la Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
It'll just be, once again, the more hardcore community of Fallout will continue to be upset because they really haven't had a game in the true Fallout vein, arguably, since New Vegas.
I would even argue since before 3.
Well, depending on how much of a purist you want to be.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought Bethesda did a great job in their performance. A lot of awkward, weird moments.
Oh, you know,
Andrew WK.
You know what
came out.
I really liked was the was it Key or Peel? I always get those two guys backwards. Where they had the skit with the Skyrim on Alexa.
Skyrim on Alexa.
Taller guy or shorter guy?
Taller guy.
Taller guy.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay, that was Key. Okay.
Yeah, they basically made a joke that about how Skyrim is ported to absolutely everything. That you're,
Yeah, it was actually like it was a skit about Skyrim on Alexa, and he's just like,
and Skyrim on your fridge TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So they went hardcore into the memes.
yeah, they owned
Okay.
it.
they
owned
used
it. I thought
last
that was
year's
great.
jokes, and
Alright.
they turned. I thought it was fun. They had some fun with themselves, and that's what I always like to see in these E3 presentations. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I know we didn't have any predictions for EA, but do you guys want to like touch upon the conference? Have you guys seen it?
No, but I heard enough about it.
Okay,
I mean,
this one they had a nice host. She used to be on like G4 TV with this other weird guy, and she used to have this video game show. And she was such a professional. Did a fantastic job.
Yep.
But But other than that, I thought EA was pretty weak, obviously.
Well, yeah, they keep churning out the same things over and over again. There's more Anthem.
Yeah.
And I'm going
more FIFA.
to restrain myself from going on a tear about the Command & Conquer mobile game, which is just like... What was it? The Simpsons just like, stop, he's already dead.
Yeah, you could tell that EA, the soul has just been sucked out of them.
They've never had a soul to begin with.
But they kind of have a little soul in their independent development studios.
No, that's like a big corporation donating to charity to get the tax write-offs.
Doesn't matter. It was the highlight of the presentation. We had Unravel 2.
Yes.
And that guy always has such a cute, sincere, candid performance. And then next to that, they had Sea of Solitude. I don't know if you guys have seen this game. But it's by another, I think, Scandinavian indie developer.
Is that kind of like the open ocean game?
It's kind of like that, yeah.
What, like Sea of Thieves?
No, isn't it like kind of like an Endless Ocean or whatever, like a sea exploration game?
Oh,
no,
God.
Kind of like that. It's kind of like Celeste, where it's like this
Oh, okay,
girl's
I'm way
fighting with her demons.
Yeah.
It's a 3D action platformer or adventure. It looks like
Something along the lines of like A Hat in Time?
No,
I mean, just from
you know what it looks like. It looks like Rime. So think of Rime. There's a lot of water. You have a little boat, and you're kind of like discovering your inner demons and everything. And it looked really, really good.
Okay.
Super beautiful, almost like Rime, but like higher fidelity.
Yeah, full disclosure, I completely wrote off EA's press conference this year. I just couldn't. To me, it was going to be apologies about Battlefront 2, which happened.
Yeah.
It was going to be another fucking sports game, which ended up being FIFA.
Yeah, awkward Star Wars announcements where they didn't have any footage, but they went to this guy in the audience who was like, I guess the director. He's like, oh yeah, we have something coming up. And it was just like...
That reminds me of this. Look at that part of The Simpsons with Duff Brewer. It's like, let's just say we have a couple of things up our sleeves. Like what? Oh, I don't want to get into it. Why not? Okay, we have nothing. Are you happy? Yeah. No?
Yeah, but EA is always they always kick off the E3 party, and it's always...
Lackluster.
Yeah, but I always watch it just because I'm always so excited for E3 that it's like, it's the first thing. It's like, hey, whatever. Just give it to me.
Show me something.
Yeah,
just get into my veins.
Exactly. Just give me something. Next, let's get into Ubisoft.
Yes.
Did we have any Ubisoft predictions?
Our predictions for only predictions were really around Beyond Good and Evil 2, which we did hear more about. I was expecting it maybe to be a timed release for Microsoft, but we'll see that Microsoft didn't need that because they had plenty of shit in their stable.
They did, and we're going to get to Microsoft in a bit.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some Ubisoft. Did you guys watch the presentation?
Not the whole thing, but I saw some interesting stuff. Like I like the new Assassin's Creed game, like the Ancient Greece setting. It's pretty cool.
Now that was leaked, but number one, why would you name it Odyssey?
Yeah, well, because, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because, the Greek Odyssey predates Nintendo by like thousands of years. But let's not worry about that.
Nintendo,
how dare they?
Nintendo did it first. Okay?
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
No, if anything, what's his face? Oddworld did it first. Abe's Odyssey.
That is very true.
Jerk.
Bitch.
So Ubisoft, I know how the whole gaming community feels about Just Dance, but I always love those Just Dance performances.
Oh God.
Performances.
And this year they had like a marching band. It was just so full of energy, and it was so much fun. A dancing panda. It was good. I enjoy them, and don't hate me for it.
No. Hey, look, that's Ubisoft's MO. Like, they're always high energy, like, hey, let's get excited. We got some really cool stuff to show you.
Yes, they did.
They're normally on the better side with the conferences. I heard the same thing about them this year. I just didn't care. I know it sounds bad, but like I had a feeling nothing of worth was going to be coming.
Well, I think my highlight of that show was Grant Kirkhope, the composer of Donkey Kong Country, Mario and Rabbids. They did like a live performance of the new Donkey Kong DLC for Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And it's kind of cool because the music that he's using in there is coming from Donkey Kong 64, which he composed.
Yep.
So we haven't heard anything from Donkey Kong 64 since it came out. So it's nice to kind of like get back to that and kind of hear like a remix. And it was a pretty cool performance.
Yeah.
They like showed new footage in the background, so it wasn't just like a boring performance. But I enjoyed that. And of course, we got Miyamoto back this year at Ubisoft. So have you guys heard of Starlink? The toys to life.
Yeah, that's like the sort of
Yeah.
semi-Lego-ish, like the pieces snap together and you can recombine them. This was announced a while ago.
It was announced last year at E3,
okay.
and this year they revealed that Star Fox will be playable as a character.
Yeah.
in the
So
game.
maybe that's the tie-in we all thought was Star Fox Grand Prix.
It could have been. I mean, I have a feeling they're still doing something.
I
soon.
still
still think
believe
that's gonna
I
happen?
still believe Star Fox Grand Prix is real, unless
It was because of who was leaking it and what it coming out at that same time is like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there was one more that got leaked that was.
We'll get back to that when we get
yeah,
to our
that's fair.
Nintendo
That's
predictions.
fair.
Stay on target.
yes.
Stay on target.
do a barrel roll.
So it's always nice to see Miyamoto come on stage. I feel like Ubisoft is like the only reason I watch that now is to see Miyamoto as like a live appearance on
Yeah.
stage, because you don't get that anymore without the Nintendo Directs, because they're videos.
No, it's been happening like every year since Mario Run.
Oh yeah, I guess he came out at the Apple.
Yeah,
event.
Apple conference. What was it? WWDC.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was Ubisoft, and then Ubisoft again. Anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, I want to see Miyamoto start showing up in different presentations just to announce more and more like additionally like ridiculous crossovers.
I think they're just setting him out on stage on these other conferences just to make sure that like people know he's alive. Well,
then
not
they-
tied up in a fucking dungeon.
Yeah.
At,
And then they put him back in the cryogenic freezing tube he brought up for the next conference.
But yeah, Star Fox, I mean, Starlink looks pretty good. It's kind of like No Man's Sky, but instead of randomly generated levels, they're actually handcrafted and designed by humans.
Yep.
So I think it will be a fun game. And if you buy the Switch version, it comes with an R-Wing that you could attach to your controller.
Cute.
And apparently you could play the whole game as Star Fox, so it's not like...
Huh.
I think he has some exclusive missions in the Switch version,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, you can just jump in as Fox.
Cute.
And the way they revealed it was so cool.
Oh, yeah?
They did like the blah, 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 blah from the...
Of course.
from the Super Nintendo. So for us hardcore fans, as soon as we heard that, I was like, "Oh my god, Star Fox!" And then they show his iconic jacket with his scarf with a little bit of fur coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. That was like my first legit real surprise from E3, and probably the
Yeah.
happiest moment of E3 for me, to be honest.
Oh, cute.
Which isn't saying much, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really a testament to how good Nintendo's press conference.
anything
was.
else come from Ubisoft that you guys want to mention?
Nope.
I mean, yeah, more details about Beyond Good and Evil 2, like we already
Oh
said.
yeah, that looked really good.
Yeah.
It's coming along. And then
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he came out and you know his project where it's like press record.
No.
Well, he has like this foundation where it's like getting people to create content.
Yeah, cool.
And they joined forces with Beyond Good and Evil 2, and people can now like enter their own content, whether it's like a radio or like voice clips or artwork to put on buildings in the city and stuff. So it's gonna be like this cool collaboration, I think.
Nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. So that's Ubisoft. I thought they did, I thought they were like just as good as last year, maybe a little worse. But yeah, I thought they did pretty good. They always have a strong
I personally,
gonna say.
I'm excited to play the Mario expansion pack or the Mario and Rabbids expansion
Me
because
too.
I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, same thing. I love that game to death.
Yeah, and this is like a brand new. It's not like revisiting any of the same levels. You go to like Donkey Kong World, and it's
Yeah.
like a whole different adventure with different bosses and different enemies. And Donkey Kong plays very differently.
Yeah.
I'm eating mints.
Really?
I know we can all hear it.
Really?
But one last thing I want to say about Ubisoft is they're really like a really sweet family. The way they interact with each other, it's like they're very homey and cute. The way they all talk to each other. And you don't get that from other places,
Well, you definitely,
other
you
conferences.
definitely get, like, let's say to compare them to EA, you definitely get a different sense of either, it may just be their PR or it could be like telling of their corporate culture is just very different.
It is. They're like crying on stage, of like passionately crying, like, oh, like you could just
Yeah.
tell there's love involved. Or EA is just like, we got to make that money, which they actually said this year. So it's
We're sorry about the microtransactions, but on the other side, let's make some money.
yeah.
We're sorry about the microtransactions fans, but that's not why we're here today.
No. So we covered Ubisoft, we
Yep.
covered EA,
Yep.
covered Bethesda.
Of course.
Do you guys want to jump into the big three?
Well,
Jump
what about
on.
Squenix?
Oh yeah, Square Enix.
I don't think any of us watched that one.
Yeah, I didn't watch
I
that.
watched that one. They
Did
had
you?
yep. They had a
I heard-
really cool Kingdom Hearts trailer.
Yeah,
They
but I
revealed
mean-
that at Microsoft because Microsoft came first, and they showed like the exact same trailer, which
It's
was
typical Square Enix. They don't know what they're doing with press conferences. They never have.
well, they never did. Like they haven't done a press conference in like 5 years.
No, they've done a few. They had like an exclusive one for the reveal of like Final Fantasy 15. They had the Square Enix conference last year at E3 where they announced.
No, they they weren't there last year.
2 years ago where they announced Nier Automata.
Okay, yeah.
That was like the only big reveal they had. It was
they
that,
showed,
and
like,
I think
they showed Tomb Raider and.
I think at TGS they had another one where they showed off like Dragon Quest XI for the first time.
Okay.
Back when the Switch was, what was the code name again?
I don't remember the code name.
Oh my God.
Was it like NX or something?
Oh yeah, NX. Yeah. Oh, that code. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. When it was like, oh yeah, this is coming to the NX, and
I don't think it is.
freaked
I don't
out.
think it is coming. It was the first game announced for the NX.
Yeah, it is.
And it's still not. I don't think it is going to come out. I think it's too graphically intensive.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. It does look
looking
really nice.
Looking really nice.
But
Yeah.
we got more info on Octopath.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
July 18th, I think, is the release date.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
And there's already the demo available, which I still haven't got my hands on yet.
called
that's been available for a while. Though.
No, it's a brand new demo. It's
two
the
new
prologue demo.
Got you.
So I have a feeling it's probably like the first hour or something like that. Maybe first half hour.
Do you think
my
they have all
assumption.
playable characters then? Because that would be really cool.
I don't know.
Huh. Fair enough.
But yeah.
Cool.
I also wanted to talk about how they're not bringing Dragon Quest XI for 3DS. Like, if you're not going to have it on Switch, just bring the 3DS version. Apparently, it's supposed to be really good.
Really?
Yeah, I was listening to this podcast. These like Japanese English translators.
Yeah.
And they're playing the 3DS version. They're like, we think this version is actually better than the PS4 version, because it's cool. Because on the top screen you got like advanced 3DS graphics.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom screen it's the exact replica, but in 8-bit style.
Yeah.
So it's got this cool look going on.
That does sound pretty cool. It's just this is very typical for Japanese developers. I mean, let's look at Ni no Kuni, right? Mm-hmm. It's notorious for them. They'll release these like two different versions of the game and then think like, oh, like the American market isn't going to want this 3DS game, so let's just release the graphically intensive one. And
I would
get this
kill
thing
for
out.
Ni no Kuni on 3DS.
Yeah, that would.
Or
be
was
cool.
it was DS?
Was it DS?
It was DS, yeah.
Oh, you're right. It was DS. Either way, beyond the point. It was.
Yeah, when I
on
was in
handheld.
Japan, I literally would spend hours in these game stores going through every single DS box, because
Yeah.
I was looking for like Elite Beat Agents, Japanese versions.
Of course.
And I must have went through thousands of them, and I didn't see one Ni no Kuni.
It's
I would
not a rare
have
game.
picked it up for sure.
Well, yeah. Even in Japanese, you probably could have made it through it.
No, just to have.
No, just for the collection.
Yeah,
Cute.
it'd be cute.
Yeah.
Oh, also honorable mention in the PC presentation.
Yep.
There's two games that very much interest me. One being a new Jurassic Park or Jurassic World park building game.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
wow.
I was a massive fan of Operation Genesis, which came out in like 2000 or 2002 or something like
Yep.
that. And this game looks relatively similar, but obviously with a huge graphical update for a game that came out like 15 years later. Shit, I may have to update my computer. Also, a new Anno game, which is a city building series of games, which I very much enjoy.
Kind of like SimCity.
Kind of like, yeah, very in a similar vein to that.
This is the right time for that because at the end of the day, SimCity 4, I think it was, shat the bed hard.
No, I think it did it first, and then it was supposed to be like always online. But I think EA resolved.
They
those
did, but
issues.
they basically lost so much share to City Skylines,
That's
which
what
is
it
really
is.
the game that they expected.
okay.
Yeah, City Skylines is like that. I was watching it, or I started watching Andy play it, and this game looks fucking incredible.
Is it as cute as The Sims?
Kind of, not really. It's a little more realistic, but it's like the amount of customization. If you go on YouTube and just type in the game, you can see a bunch of crazy shit that people are doing. It's really, really cool.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think
Yeah.
that covers it for third parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get into the big three, and let's start with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Just they firing off games like a machine gun.
They
Like,
had
Yeah.
50 games.
Rusty, you said made the incredibly specific prediction of good things from Microsoft in their presentation.
Yeah, I only gave that prediction to one company, and I gave it to Microsoft.
Yeah.
That is a bold prediction.
Oh my god.
I don't give those out to everybody.
Every year you have to do this. Just one presentation. Just say, I'm expecting good things.
Those are the good things. Good things.
Well, I was right. Out of the 8, I think they were the best, and I'll take that. I'll take that.
Of all of
prediction.
E3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll say, like, they were firing all cylinders, and frankly, they have to because Microsoft's back is really up against the wall right
Yeah.
now. In terms of other predictions we made, Rusty, you're expecting a new Rare release, and we did get the teaser title
did.
card for Battletoads.
Yep.
I was expecting a new Halo, and we got Halo Infinite.
Go figure.
Also expecting new exclusives for Microsoft, which they got in spades. So just so much content in there. There must have been like 30 games.
50.
50.
50 games just firing off one after the other.
Damn.
It was basically like a Nintendo Direct in terms of like it was just like a theater with video after video, and then every once in a while they'd have a developer come out and say something really short and sweet, and then get back out. So their pacing was really good, and then they ended off where they're like, "Okay, thank you for watching," and then all of a sudden, like the theater and the video started glitching out, and then they had the big reveal of Cyberpunk 2077 or something.
That was
Cyberpunk 2077.
That's it.
That was the biggest reveal for all of E3. That's what like people lost their minds about.
Why is this a sequel?
This is it's by the CD Projekt Red, the makers of The Witcher, and this is their long-awaited sort of other series, because all they've really been doing is the Witcher games. And there's always been this game, Cyberpunk 2077, which is supposed, or at least people are expecting, is effectively The Witcher, but in the future. So this is like a cyberpunk future, semi-dystopian United States. If you've seen the trailer,
Completely
and it looks
open
fucking
world.
great.
I will say that won E3 for announcements. That is like there's no question about that.
It looks really good. I thought it was actually Ready Player One, the video game.
Especially
when he typed in red and like the whole like cyberpunk feel to it.
No, it looks fantastic. If I'm sure they've been doing open world games for a little while now, and they really hit their peak with 3. They know what they're doing. I trust them with this game. This is probably going to be a day one purchase for me.
Which one?
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm looking at a list of games here. We also got Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, that's what that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that.
You know what? I think they actually announced it at the Game Awards.
Oh, did they?
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Are you?
But now
I don't think so.
I'm almost 100% positive.
No, I watched them. Even though I watched them a little bit late.
Fact check.
Yeah, whatever. I'll look this up after.
Yeah, but I think we saw game footage for the first time, and it's looking so good. I wish I could play that game.
Give me all the good platformers.
Yeah.
Not to mention Cuphead. Of course.
The Last Delicious Course, which if you it's an anagram for DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of cute.
Delicious Last Course.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
We also saw Battletoads, which you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that looks. They didn't show much, but they showed like some effects and some character animation.
Yeah.
And it's like hand drawn. Kind of looks like a Flash.
Did they
Flash
show us a
style.
bunch of towns and like some wireframes?
No, that's it was not the Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Did they show us silhouettes of the characters?
No, but it's got like that Flash look to it, and I'm expecting good things from it. Probably like 3-player couch co-op and online.
Now, do we think this is going to be like a full price release or like a live arcade game?
Ooh.
I think it's going to be as much as Cuphead, maybe a little bit more. Cause
That's why I think it's more in that vein, like not a.
Yeah, it's got like a reputation behind it. You know the name.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's Rare, and I completely agree with you guys. As much as I love Rare, Microsoft has. They've been treating them like an indie company over the past little while.
Here's a new prediction. I don't think it's going to be Rare making this game.
Really?
I think it's a Rare IP, and obviously Microsoft owns it, but they didn't really announce the developer. They only revealed the name.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take away your prediction.
Well, no.
then.
I know I didn't want to mention that, but it might be Rare. It might not be Rare. They didn't really say who it was, but it was a new Rare IP.
But why
so
wouldn't it be? What's Rare doing right now that they would be so busy to not do the new Battletoads Toads game? You know what I mean?
I don't know if they just can. I know they just made Pirates Sea of
Thieves?
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, and I'm sure that feels like an alive game, and I feel like it's going to be updated constantly. We already saw some new DLC, so I think a good portion of Rare will be taken up for that game in the next year.
I think there's a big expectation that Sea of Thieves is going to be like Microsoft's Fortnite in being to have a really big community that's going to try to pull people over into their stable.
I think that's the wrong game for it, and I'm sure they know that because they signed an exclusivity agreement with PUBG as well. So I mean,
there's that as well.
Yeah.
And I made a comment about Microsoft not having a stable of franchises to bring out, but every single one that they could have possibly dug up, so that we have new Halo, new Gears of War, new Forza.
Yeah.
They even dug up Crackdown and brought in Terry Crews, which is fucking hilarious. That is I'm really impressed.
They nailed it, man. I've never seen a presentation like that before. Last year was pretty good too, but this one they knocked it out of the park.
It was do or die for them. Not to say that I'm like not excited about this in any way, shape, or form, because there's a lot of games that I know are going to be coming to PC, and I'm going to play the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But this was do or die for them. This was absolutely a necessity for Microsoft. If they had failed at the C3, Xbox One is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, after the presentation, I'm like, that was incredible, but I'm like, I still don't want an Xbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they really did have something for absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
They also revealed the Frozen world in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, that's right.
Leave.
No
Nah,
way.
I'm down for that. I don't care. I was kind of expecting with these these Pixar worlds that are coming into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, Frozen isn't Pixar, but it is computer animated.
Yeah. Sorry, just the 3D animated Disney stuff, Pixar or not. I was expecting Sora to be a little more American animation looking.
Yeah, I
to
can see
fit
that,
the
but-
world. You know what I mean?
Well, then he would have been like that in all the other Disney movies. I think that anime.
What other 3D one was out there?
But even still, even if he goes into Tarzan world, Tarzan was a 2D movie. Now it's 3D, and Sora is still anime.
Sora
That is
himself,
fair.
though, he changes his style. Like, in terms of his art aesthetic, never really
Oh,
changes.
100%. Toy Story.
If you
He's a toy.
Yeah.
yeah, the
black-
Mickey Mouse world, he was black and white.
He was black and white, and he was like Americanized. in
That's
that.
what
He
I'm
was like,
saying.
Was he actually?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
not-
Lion King, he was obviously a little cub lion.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think Frozen, because like Frozen doesn't have a distinct style. It's Disney style, like every other Disney movie.
I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. They could have done.
I disagree,
something,
because then they'd have to change his character for every single one, and all these Disney movies look alike.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
it would be like, I think the whole reason it's so cool is because he's anime and everyone else is Disney style.
Yeah,
Disney
so
American style.
he looks outside of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these computer animated movies, I think I was actually reading an interview. Pixar and Disney has like lent the models that they use in the movies. That's why they're so accurate.
Wow.
It's kind of cool, but I also kind of like seeing these 2D movies and how they're represented in 3D. It's kind of like an easy move. Just say, oh, can we borrow that model? And like, oh, it looks really good in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I want to see some more 2D Disney movies represented so we could see that how Square is envisioning these characters.
Yeah, they have a lot to pull from if they really need to. But I feel like this may be better suited for the Sony press conference because I feel like they showed off more.
No,
of Kingdom Hearts.
they only showed off Pirates in Sony.
No, they showed off Pirates. They showed off Frozen. They showed off Toy Story. They showed off another one. I can't remember.
Oh, and in the Square Enix presentation, it was basically the same Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Yeah.
But they took out like they switched out like a 5-second clip and put in like Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it was like, what the hell? It was basically like the same trailer, but with like minor differences.
Huh, okay.
But
Fair
it's
enough.
nice to see Ratatouille in it. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Pixar movie.
Yeah, actually, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, and Incredibles 2 is coming out soon. It just came out yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't
So,
seen it yet.
I'm hoping we get to see an Incredibles universe. That would be so much fun.
I don't know. I as much as I would want to see it, I'm gonna, predict against it. I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe for DLC because I mean, welcome to the new age. But yeah.
I guess. Okay, I think we covered a good portion of E3.
And Microsoft, winner of E3.
Yeah.
100%. Microsoft, well done.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
guys, you can just leave now. Don't even bother coming back to the second half.
Yeah, because after the break, we got some two companies, Nintendo and Sony, and they were kind of questionable.
Yeah, there was a lot of good. I will say there was like a bunch of shit that got me excited.
But we'll get into that after the break.
See you soon. And we are back.
Hello.
Paulie, we just took a break and we were talking about a new game from software that we missed in the Microsoft conference.
From.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that before we move into Sony?
Yeah. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. They only showed a trailer of this game, but my God, it looks amazing. It looks very much like Neo, very feudal Japan oriented in the aesthetic. But I think the main hook to this game is they showed off the main character dying to a big ogre-like enemy, him lying dead on the floor, the ogre walking away, and then the player coming back to life and jumping on and stabbing the this ogre thing like in the neck. So I have a feeling that there's going to be maybe a 2-death system. It might offer a few perks, so it actually makes sense to die once in like a battle to boost yourself for the second time to really go for the full-on attack or whatever it's going to be. But I'm pretty excited for this. This looks really, really good.
You know, this is a From Software and Activision collaboration.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
odd because that's a Japanese developer, From
Yep.
Software, and Activision's American. So I wonder what the relationship is there.
I'm assuming there can't be any. I mean, I don't think Miyazaki did anything with Activision to begin with.
Who
so.
publishes From Software games? Maybe
as far as
Activision is the publisher?
I don't think so, because as far as I remember, the original release of the game was through only Asia. So it was released in like Japan and China, and that was it. And then it got pushed over here. Don't quote me on this. It could be Activision, but I don't think it is for the publisher of the Dark Souls series.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but either way, this game looks amazing.
Did Dark Souls come out on Xbox?
Yes. Oh, it's cross-platform
Okay.
outside of Nintendo.
Weird.
And now with Nintendo because of the remaster for Dark Souls 1. But yeah, it's been cross-platform for forever. The only exclusive game that they've ever made was Bloodborne for Sony.
Well,
That's right.
Prior to Dark Souls. Or, sorry, post
Demon
Dark Souls.
No, Demon Souls.
Post Demon. No, because don't forget Lost Kingdoms.
Really?
Two
That's
GameCube
right,
exclusive games.
Oh, so this might be actually, I don't know.
As far as I know, every Dark Souls game has been available on a Microsoft console. But at the end of the day, this is very strange that Microsoft announced this. I still have a feeling it's going to be a full cross-platform game, but you never know. I mean,
Well, everybody likes to hear about new software from Software.
Yeah. Well, we could find out because Microsoft, the way Microsoft announced their games was either exclusive or world premiere. So if this had the title as world premiere, then it's multi-platform. But if it was exclusive, then it would have been. So I'm sure we could find out really easily.
I feel like
Yeah,
Microsoft
it's
must have paid top dollar to get so many of these cross-platform games to debut in their presentation.
Oh, of course, because they needed to make sure that everything that was coming out that looked amazing was announced by them to, sell more of their consoles. Being like, oh my God, this new Sekiro game is coming out for Xbox One, Xbox One, Xbox One X.
Yeah. No, but they made it very clear in the press conference what was exclusive and what wasn't. I think the only kind of it was kind of muddy. If I think when they say exclusive, that might also mean timed exclusive, which they didn't clarify.
Yeah, no, that could be the case too. You never really know. I will say this game looks incredible, and it's also kind of matching the aesthetic of a lot of games that were showed off at the Sony press conference.
Speaking of Sony, what was it? Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, we finally got gameplay for it. It looks so good.
Yeah, let's take a step back and let's talk about Sony.
Just one thing to remember: it's new software from Software on your Xbox One, Xbox One X,
60 frames per second
in 4K.
In 4K. So next we're gonna talk. About Sony.
Yeah.
What a weird press conference. So it starts off with a bunch of people in a church.
Yeah.
With a guy playing a banjo for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, then it moved on to Super Bowl 2018.
No, and then they did a reveal of Last of Us.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That happened first.
So the banjo was kind of like setting the mood, I guess, for the game. And
Yeah.
and we got a reveal that Ellie, is that how you say her name?
Ellie, yeah.
Ellie is now a lesbian.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
And her father is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Did he die at the last game? I can't remember.
Wait, it wasn't actually her father.
Yeah, no, but it was whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, the Guardian.
I don't know, the old man to the little girl in all the Sony
What was his
games.
name?
Yes.
I forget.
What was
Yeah,
he?
so do
Did
I.
he die at the end of the game? I forget.
No, he gets horribly wounded, but he doesn't die.
Okay, that's
Okay.
right. That's right. So I guess they're still waiting to reveal him.
He gets wounded because he has a real hard time looking around the inside of doors for people waiting for him or at the top of ladders. That was my biggest gripe with that fucking game is like you think after the first time he would start like just looking around the corners, especially that one area where there's the sniper in the town.
Yes.
And he's got a beat on you and you finally get into the building the sniper is in and you look at him, he's not there. Let's just stroll into this room and he's hiding in the fucking door frame.
Yeah, of course. Then all of a sudden you get fucking pistol whipped.
Yeah.
The worst part of that game is the fucking raft puzzles.
Oh yeah, those are so pointless.
Oh man, they're so frustrating and stupid.
Well, let's hope they're gone from 2
I'm
because they
sure-
didn't show a damn thing
Oh,
about them.
can you imagine? It was just a trailer of a raft puzzle, and and how they've improved on them.
100 more raft puzzles.
But the one thing I saw in the trailer is to buck the trend of adult and child, and it is now adult and 2 children.
Yes. No.
Yes.
There's one thing I am going to say about this game. The battle sequences, the in-game gameplay that they showed off looked incredible.
Yes. Now, I usually shit on games for looking too realistic because in 10 years, they won't look very good.
Yeah.
But the attention to detail and the way these people move and their animations and, like, just there's so much life to these characters that even if it doesn't look good in 10 years, it will still be animated beautifully.
Yes.
And so, like, these games will stand the test of time, I think.
We'll see. You never know how much more realistic these things can get before we hit Uncanny Valley.
True.
Yeah.
AKA Princess Leia and Rogue One. It still creeps the crap out of me.
Oh, that bad.
Oh, that got pretty close to Uncanny Valley for me.
What's Uncanny Valley?
It's when something gets like so realistic. There's like a scale of like, you know, as things progress graphically, things become more realistic and you believe them more. But there's a certain level where they get so realistic that they almost look fake because of how realistic they look. And that's the valley in that graph that they call Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, it's like once you reach a certain point where it's realistic enough that it looks real, but something imperceptible is off, it just feels
100%,
creepy.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and
I
it's just
agree.
God, Princess Leia from Rogue One. But anyways, you never know. I'm excited for the game that's in front of me right now.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for it. And then they moved off to the sports conference.
Yeah,
right
and
after.
then they took their first intermission. Why is there intermissions? Number one.
Oh my God, it was the most ridiculous thing. It was like they were trying to do Nintendo Treehouse, but in their own way.
Yeah.
So they kept on going back to this like panel of people wearing like these skin-colored microphones.
Yeah, the black guy had a black mic.
Yeah,
It was like
and it was just like it was
so awkward.
Well, that's
it was
weird.
Very, yeah, it was very awkward.
So they had microphones based on the skin color of the person using the microphone?
Exactly.
Yes. Also, to be fair, and I kind of felt bad about
That was a
this.
very strange. What did they think, that you wouldn't be able to see the microphone?
Yeah, no. And what's funny is, so they had these 4 people on,
ridiculous.
and it was 3 white people and a black guy. And then I'm convinced that black guy didn't say a damn word throughout the whole conference. He was just sitting there nodding. I'm like, what the fuck is
Well, it's
going
funny because
on?
there was 4 people in the TV and then 4 people on our couch as we were watching it, and we were all having our own conversation.
Yes.
So it was just like we're all just bullshitting everyone. It was really pointless, and it killed the whole fucking
The whole flow. Yeah, I completely agree.
Oh, and Jack Layden walked out. I think he announced Last of Us 3 or Last of Us 2.
Jack Layton?
What's his name? What's the president?
No, I think that actually is
His name Jack
Yeah,
Layton.
I just want to point out his pink lipstick.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
He was wearing lipstick.
Yeah, but he's always wearing some like ridiculous amount of makeup on stage. You can tell he's the type of guy that'll get like super sweaty in those types of situations.
He's really cool. Like he seems pretty cool, but his look is just so weird. He's like this like little villain. He looks like
He does look like a little villain. You heard it here first.
yeah, but he's very sweet and nice, I guess.
Yeah, and then they moved on to what was the next game that
Was
they
it
showed
like
off?
God
Then
of War?
they moved on to a flute player.
That's right. Yeah.
No, wait. Then they switched venues, so they got everybody in the church. They got them to move to a different venue.
Which looked like a dome.
Yeah. And then they started off the presentation with this white guy in Japanese attire.
Yes.
Playing a Japanese flute.
Yeah.
For another 5 minutes.
To be fair, he was very talented. I will say that. He was very talented.
The
with
banjo
instrument.
guy was very talented as well.
Yeah.
But I guess they were trying to like set up the mood and everything.
Because
So-
people that are mediocre at banjo don't exist. It's either
Yes.
you don't know how to play banjo or you shred the fucking banjo. There is no in between.
I see.
And then Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes.
Oh my God, that trailer was probably one of the best ones I saw at E3.
No, Beyond Good and Evil 2 had the best trailer. Sorry.
Of all time.
Of all
time.
No, it was such a solid looking trailer. The aesthetic was near perfect in my eyes. Just like the tall wheatgrass, or just wheat in general, I should say, whatever. The aesthetic of all the enemies and the main character, everything seemed very traditional for feudal Japan. And the battle system, I was looking at it, I'm just like, they've somehow taken the whole cinematic samurai feel of just like the, two people were rushing at each other in the slash and then one person wins type thing, and brought that into a combat-oriented game. It seemed like very traditional, very accurate katana fighting.
It reminds
looked
me
amazing.
a lot of like a combat from like Assassin's Creeds, like some of the more combat-oriented ones, like Assassin's Creed 2 or so on.
Yeah, I
Who
can see
makes-
that.
Who makes this game?
I don't remember. I think it was Sucker Punch, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, you're right. They make Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper, Infamous.
Infamous, that's
This
right.
is their next game, and they're very good at making open world games. I mean, the Infamous Second Son, easily the best Infamous game and one of my favorite games on the PS4. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And they recreated Seattle, as far as I know, building to building. So, like, they're very, very good at staying accurate to the area that they're trying to portray, and they know how to do it right.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this game. Everything they showed off was incredible. They showed off a little bit of story where, like, the character that brought you to an area to save somebody ended up being the person that was actually trying to kill him. So you can tell there's going to be a few twists and turns.
Yep.
The plot seems like it's on par. Battle system looks amazing. Aesthetics look incredible. I am all in on this game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yep.
So then we went back to a different intermission.
Yep.
With a different set of people.
Of course, where they talked about people's performances in the first half of the game.
I don't even know what they were saying. But whatever.
I wasn't paying attention at all. It was terrible.
So then we go back to the same venue, which is odd. Like, you'd think they'd switch up the venue at least every time they take an intermission. But now, for some reason, we're still in the Dome. And now we're starting to get... now we got two cool surprises. We got a new Kingdom Hearts world.
Yep.
Which is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Which looks incredible.
It does look really good.
It's funny because we got like Johnny Depp in there, we got Rihanna, we got Donald Duck, we got like
Whoever's doing the voice for Jack Sparrow nailed it.
I thought it was him,
Yeah, same.
but it must be Polly. It must be the same actor who did Pirates in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Not necessarily.
No,
I mean, no, they could totally hire somebody else. I mean, as long as you get the best person for the job, like, again, nailed the voice. Could be any one of the very famous, California impersonators. You know what I mean?
So much voice talent in California, and Jack Sparrow's got such a very specific I would say imitatable voice.
Yes, for sure.
That
yeah, 100%.
I think,
And Disney's backing up these voice actors, so you got like one of the biggest companies in the world finding talent.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I am all for Kingdom Hearts 3. Everything I've seen from it looks amazing. The battle system looks crazy good.
Yeah, I hope they don't bring too many live action movies to it because it is kind of off-putting. There's something weird about it.
Yeah, but I mean, they brought in Tangled. I think is the Princess and the Frog in it?
No.
Okay, so Tangled for sure, Frozen for sure, Toy Story,
Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah.
Hercules we're going to.
of course, and then Pirates of the Caribbean.
And Pirates of the Caribbean,
It seems to be the only one that's like a realistic one that I've seen so
Yeah,
far.
but in Kingdom Hearts 2, we also went to the world of Tron.
Yeah, but I doubt we're going to go back to it. I mean, we haven't heard anything from the Tron franchise in a while. I think they just did that to kind of emphasize the movie coming out for Tron 2.
Now for Pirates, they're basing this off of the second movie.
Yeah.
Dead Man's
Oh,
Curse.
okay.
Yes, which is awesome because I love that.
I'm
aesthetic.
sure we're going to see Davy Jones and stuff in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Which they didn't show off, but yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Now we're gonna get into I think this is like my second biggest surprise of E3. Resident Evil 2.
Oh, that was so good.
Such a great announcement trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
they didn't really show off much, but it's just the fact that we actually saw something from it. I mean, it looks great. It looks like they really rebuilt this from the ground up. So I'm
100%
excited.
they did, yeah.
How do
The
you feel-
faces.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about the character models?
I don't like Claire's.
Okay.
It doesn't look like her. Leon, you're getting a little bit closer to his look, but it's still like he still kind of looks like Dennis Leary.
I'm an asshole.
But it's weird that they went from Resident Evil 7 and now like their next big game is like they're going back to the roots of pure zombies.
Yeah.
And they're not holding back on the gore either. Like it's one gruesome looking game. And I love Resident Evil. It's one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah. I'm happy to see it going back. I just don't think this is going to be something that sticks. Mm-hmm. They're doing this for the sake of doing it, and I think the next game is going to be much more along the lines of 7.
Yeah.
From this point forward, because I mean that game was critically acclaimed. There's no question about it. People are saying it's the best Resident Evil game to come out since, what, 4?
Yeah, and it ties back to like characters from the Resident Evil series. So like there probably will be a sequel to 7, right?
Oh, yeah, there has to be.
Yeah, because it was left on like something. I'm
Well,
sure.
yeah, as far as I remember, I haven't played it or finished it, but as far as I've heard, it was very outside of the whole world of Resident Evil. So when 8 does come out, it may be the game that ties in 7 to the rest of the RE world.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Coo.
And then, so when Sony announced their press conference, they said they were bringing 4 main games. So like they set the expectations there.
Yes.
And the other 2 games that they said they wanted to talk about was Spider-Man and Death Stranding.
Yes, but before that, they did show something else off, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Neo 2.
Did they?
showed off. Yeah, they showed off a little trailer for Neo 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what it is, Neo is a very Souls-style game, but set in feudal Japan. So very much like Sekiro. I actually kind of felt when I first saw Sekiro, I felt like they were going after Neo to try to compete with them because the game was, everybody lost their minds. It was very oriented on the very difficult type of Souls-like gameplay, but added a stance system into it as well.
Okay.
So Neo 2 already coming out, because I think that only came out about a year and a half ago. This is huge.
Yeah.
And they're pushing hard for this franchise to be just as big as Dark Souls. So I think this was a big announcement.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think all we got left to talk about is Spider-Man, which I think we've seen so much of Spider-Man that there's really not much to say.
Of course.
It's looking really good. We saw a whole bunch of new villains, Scorpion, Rhino. And yeah, the more I watch it, the more I just wish they went for a more cartoony comic book look.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever. And then let's get into Death Stranding, because that is a walking simulator.
I did have in my predictions that we would see more completely obtuse shit based on that game.
It wasn't completely obtuse. It showed off actual gameplay this time.
It's like a
I
delivery
know
man.
there
It's
isn't
like-
much, but there's enough to show that it is probably going to be a stealth game.
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
footage that we've seen, there's like these footprints on the floor, and you're being quiet. So I think that implies stealth.
Yeah, there is going to be a combat system. There's no way there's not going to be. I think they're just waiting for the absolute last minute to show that off.
Totally.
But we saw gameplay, which I said 100% we were going to see.
It reminds me of Beetle from Legend of Zelda. Like he has,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's got like a big backpack for like basically a store in there, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like this would be the Beetle game.
I'm still excited for Death Stranding. I agree with you guys that we really didn't see much.
Yeah.
Kind of happy that Kojima didn't come out on stage with, like, everyone.
And then everybody starts crying, and it's just so great.
so
He's such a
glad.
genius.
Yeah. They put him on a harness and raise him up over a sun.
They sacrifice children to him in a ritual of blood to appease him.
Anyways, I am excited for this game, but I think we have
Yeah, lots of questions, lots of
Yeah.
answers.
Exactly.
Lots of questions like, where's the Uncharted 5 that that Polly was expecting?
I think it's because they're focusing so heavily on
Just
Last of
apologize.
Us Part 2.
Don't make excuses. Just
you.
apologize.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
We're sorry. I think it's because Last of Us 2 had such a huge piece to the conference. I don't think they wanted to take away any of the hype that's going to be behind that by announcing an Uncharted game from, I'm assuming, Naughty Dog.
Fair enough. I think Sony. Any more predictions from Sony?
Well, there was the expectation for a PlayStation Brawl game where you get to choose your adult character and then your sub-child character
yes.
as your power-up. But
I remember
that
this
hasn't been
prediction.
released yet.
That was more of a joke than a prediction, but I'm sorry. Okay, Sony, good job. I think overall it was kind of weird, odd pacing.
Well, they keep trying to do like this big, ostentatious like presentation because I feel like Sony is always the one that like tries the hardest, if you understand my manner of speech, in terms of like just trying to be like, this is the E3 and we're the biggest, most crazy, like in your face things with the musicians and the venue changes and all that shit. But
I have thoughts on this conference. Just a quick little thing. It was to me, a jack of all trades for the conferences. They tried to do the mixture of like what Nintendo's been doing for the past little while, as well as what just everybody else has been doing with live conferences.
Yeah.
And they did not hit the mark at all. As much as I was excited to see Ghost of Tsushima and new stuff from Kingdom Hearts and Neo 2 and all this other crap, the conference was terrible just as I should say conceptually. It was ridiculous, going the back and forth between the intermissions.
It was really badly paced.
Yeah, trying to do a treehouse after the conference to, make yourself more like Nintendo for whatever reason, which I will say there's one thing we did miss from Sony was after the conference, when they got into the treehouse area, they announced a game and showed off a trailer for an exclusive PSVR game from Software.
Yeah.
More software from software?
Exactly. Yes, I love more software from But anyways, it looks cool. It looks very, very different, almost along the vein of like Flower. If that makes any sense to you. It was very scenery oriented, very vibrant.
Love Flower.
So it's not taking place in a dystopian Lost Kingdom where the miasma and death of entropy are descending?
Well, we don't know yet. They haven't mentioned much, but it looks very vibrant.
Are
It
we
looks
sure
very cool.
this is from software?
Yes. Yeah, they showed it on the screen. And I lost my mind until I found out it was a PSVR exclusive, and then I kind of got way less excited about it. But
Moving on, let's get into some Nintendo talk.
And about 50% of our predictions.
Yeah, so I think this podcast is gonna go a little bit longer than normal.
our E3 ones normally do.
Yeah, so
Yeah, let's talk about that more. It's not awkward at all.
let's slowly talk about how this podcast is gonna be a little bit longer.
So Nintendo.
Yeah, so Nintendo had their video presentation like they do every year, and this year they started off with a brand new game, Daemon X Machina.
Which everyone stopped talking about.
Immediately, yeah. Now, I want to point out some cool things about this. They got the character designs from the Fire Emblem team.
Yeah.
And they also have, I think the mech designs are from the Armored Core team. And it is being developed by Marvelous. It looks pretty cool. It's like the cel-shaded mech fighting game.
Yeah. I was watching the trailer on my phone, watching the whole digital conference, and as I'm staring down at this thing, I'm going, wait a minute, is this Zone of the Enders? This is Zone of the Enders? Oh my god, I think this is Zone of the Enders. I think it's Zone of the Enders. I'm getting myself all amped up about it, like getting super excited. And then I had the realization that like, oh no, Kojima's not with Konami anymore. This is a Konami property.
Yeah.
And then everything just completely flipped on its head. I was like, no, I don't want this game anymore. Get it away from me. No. Like,
Cute.
yeah. And then I saw the title of the game and it was instantly relieved. I am all for this game. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
I'm
But like
really,
Arzee
really
was saying, I think
excited.
it's kind of forgettable.
Really?
It reeks to me of like the Wii era, like those kind of badass games Nintendo tried to have.
Like Mad World.
Yeah, exactly.
Project Hammer that never got released.
Yes.
Like those kind of things that were like on the back burner in the later days of like the Wii generation. That like,
But hold on, Mad World, if it was in the same vein as that was made by Platinum. It's one of the best Wii games in my opinion.
yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, it could
how
be.
that comes. Like, whenever I see that specific kind of art style, I almost feel like it looks cool, but it's a shorthand for like we don't have the graphic capabilities, so we do this ultra stylized thing that hopefully you won't realize.
But
how jaggy everything is.
those ones look really good and they always stand the test of time. So I'm all for that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
look at No More Heroes. That was kind of the same idea. It was they knew they couldn't push graphical potence on the fucking Wii.
Yeah.
So they just made something incredibly cel-shaded, super stylized, and released it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think we got Reggie coming on stage.
Hand-fisted
creep.
bastard.
creep.
I love Reggie. Don't even talk bad about
Oh,
Reggie.
he's so creepy. I love it.
And then we got into some more Pokemon Go stuff, but it was basically what we saw before that was announced a couple
Or
weeks.
Pokemon Go, Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah, Pokemon
Yeah.
Let's Go.
Well, we had a ton more gameplay as we got later on into the treehouse part of it.
We did, yeah.
So sort of
45 minutes almost,
yes. And sort of confirming that, yes, there is no wild battles, but you still gain XP from them. So it's kind of like
course.
just a different mechanic versus just knocking them out, which I'm kind of welcome. Like, I feel like
I agree.
it becomes one of two things. It's either you just knock out these Pokemon one hit, ideally, because you want to get those XP as soon as possible,
course.
or two, you false swipe and catch them.
Yeah.
or whatever equivalent. And like I as much
Realistically,
as
throw a quick ball, and that's pretty much it.
yeah, like once you
Yeah.
reach a certain point of the game, like once you have Ultra Balls, you can catch like probably like 60% of Pokemon on the first try anyways.
Yeah.
Like the wild Pokemon catching has always been kind of like fatty, I would argue. Like that's one of those things that
Yeah.
was due for a renovation, but I like everything that I saw in terms of the
Well,
gameplay.
the next core 2019 game, we're going back to that random
Yeah.
battle encounter. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll be able to see how it evolves in that game. But I'm with you. I totally think that formula needs to be refreshed, and
Yeah.
it's a great way to integrate it with Pokemon Go.
Quick question though, because I didn't get to watch the full 45-minute gameplay trailer from or gameplay demonstration from Treehouse. So you have to catch Pokemon, correct?
yes.
To get experience.
Yes.
What do you do with said Pokemon if you don't want it after you
You
catch
can transfer it to Professor Oak, and he'll give you.
Or you can transfer it to a box that you have in your bag.
Yeah.
Or I didn't see, can you transfer it for candy? I didn't see that.
You can transfer them for candies, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what they can.
So you still have to evolve Pokemon through candies.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't see evolution, or at least maybe I wasn't paying attention to that
No,
part.
they didn't
the
talk about
berries are still there, like the berries you use to help you capture.
Okay, cool.
that mechanic's still in there. But they're like the actual battles look like proper battles.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
the-
100%.
yeah, I didn't see anything to say that they've changed anything to the direct battle system when you're actually fighting trainers.
Okay.
I'm,
All right.
Like I'm as hyped for this as I would be a regular core Pokemon game.
Yeah, this got me back on board again because I was worried that it was going to be super, super streamlined other than the battles. But
Okay.
and there's even still random battles I saw when they were walking around that forest. There were still some battles that happened on a blank tile. I thought I saw,
No, random
Nope.
battles are not in. Maybe it was a
Okay.
glitch or something.
or
but
maybe I just didn't notice like a Pokemon in the grass or something. but-
possibly, yeah. And Reggie also announced that the Pokeball will come with Mew built inside. So that's kind of like a
Oh, the
a
Pokeball
paywall.
Ultra controller. So it counts
Yeah.
as it's also a Pokemon Go Plus.
It's true,
So
yeah.
you could use it for that as well and tether it to your phone.
Okay.
But then you got to carry a Pokeball in your pocket.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, it's gonna stick out.
Yeah, totally. It's not the ideal way.
Yeah.
But that actually got me back into Pokemon Go. So
Yep.
if you want to catch Mew, there's like this new story mode where you can do like these 10 missions from the professor of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it's the oh my god, what are they called? The journal entries or whatever.
Something like that. And I was looking at all the requirements, and I like you got to be level 25. Like a lot of them I already have, and
Yeah.
it took me like a long time to get to level 25. So I might as well just finish this story mode and get Mew at the end, because for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, I plan on actually catching them all.
Yeah.
Just for fun. There's not that many. It's like
Get the full 150.
51.
Well, of course, with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cute.
Cool. And then I think after that we went into like Xenoblade, some DLC.
Yeah.
I think in Treehouse they actually revealed that Shulk and his girl are going to be in like a battle royale mode or something.
Weird. Okay.
So it's kind of cool to see those two characters in the style of Xenoblade 2.
Nice.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think we care.
Yeah.
No, I've already mentioned my gripes with that game. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Then we got our first look at Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Prediction. I predicted the new. In truth, I literally predicted 5 to 6 Fire Emblem games. But the fact that we're getting 3 houses, I think that's pretty good.
I don't think we're getting 3 versions. I think it's just called Three
I know.
Houses. No, you're a Fire Emblem fan. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I mean, I have played the Fire Emblem games. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an enthusiast of it. It's nice to see that there's a new release for it, but at the moment I'm kind of Fire Emblemed out. Like I went really hard last year into Fire Emblem. Like I still haven't played the newer one that came out on DS.
Radiant Dawn?
No, that was on Wii.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the
Which
that was
one am I
for Wii.
thinking of then? I know which one you're talking about.
The one that was the one that was a remake of like Fire Emblem 2 or
Yeah, I
whatever.
thought that was-
Oh, Echoes. Fire
Oh,
Emblem Echoes.
you're
I still haven't
right.
played that yet.
Yeah.
There's just for me Fire Emblems like that. Those games are work. Like I
Yeah.
feel like they're work to me because you have to spend so much time not only coordinating things but then creating your elaborate eugenics program for who shall be selected to breed with whom to create the most viable offspring, and it just I feel like and I spend so much time because I inevitably end up just like grinding to level up my characters. That way it makes things easier and I'm happy to see that they're continuing on with the franchise, but like I frankly I didn't even watch the trailer. Like I just don't care.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It kind of looks a little bland, to be honest.
It does, but honestly, I haven't played a Fire Emblem game through through its whole entirety or in its entirety. I kind of want to give this one a shot just for the sake of giving it a shot.
Yeah.
I think I might like it. So I like the whole system that they're implementing with armies coming with you with every major character,
Yeah.
which will change the gameplay in and of itself. So I do want to see how that's going to be properly implemented. I'm a little excited for it. I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew this was par for the course. Everyone was expecting this game, but doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's coming out in spring 2019. I still want to wait and see more before I get hyped, because right now it's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's still a lot to be seen from that game.
Cool.
I think another one of my favorite surprises of E3 was Super Mario Party.
Yes, so nobody had any predictions to do with that. And it looks like they're going back to a non-car version of Mario Party.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
I saw some treehouse footage,
Yeah.
and they went through a couple. They went through like a regular classic mode, and
Yep.
they went through like this team mode, which also looks really good, where you could like free roam and stuff. And the mini games all look fantastic.
Okay, so this seems like the first good Mario Party game since what, 2?
Well, no, 3, 4, 5. Those
Yeah,
were good too.
Really?
like, 2 was I would argue that 2 was the best, but
Well, 3 was good too. They had costumes in that.
no, 2 had costumes.
No, I think 3 did.
2 is the one that has Mario wearing a fucking cowboy hat on the packaging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerk.
It's but it wasn't until the more recent one that they really just took a turn off Kitty Cliff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Mario Party 10 hurt me, and I have issues about that.
Well, it's funny.
I
that
really
they-
should have read the reviews before buying that game.
Yeah, you were really gung ho. You just wanted that like classic Mario Party.
Yeah.
I could tell from when you were talking about like I'm gonna go buy Mario Party 10.
I didn't realize what had been happening to Mario Party during the course of the Wii generation.
Yeah, 100%.
I did not get the memo.
But yeah,
it
this
was bad.
this one seems like it's getting a rebrand. They got a brand new game, brand new name,
Yep.
naming convention. And did you guys see that cool when you like can tether 2 switches up?
Yes, some of the games that are meant for like sort of semi multiplayer, like 2 screens,
Yeah.
and like you could actually I thought that was really fucking neat, where they align 2 screens and then you just swiped across so that the screens know how they align.
Yeah.
Have you
and it
seen
actually
that?
changes where the map
Well, they showed it in the
was.
trailer.
Yeah, 100%.
That was really fucking cool.
so freaking cool. It's like that Nintendo magic that I kind of missed. We haven't seen
Yeah.
it in a while since Labo. So it was really cool to see that.
I'm excited to go camping to play that game.
Me
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, hell, me and Arzee have a camping trip coming up in August?
You do?
September?
That's still happening?
I think so.
Oh no, they changed it to September when we were going to Japan, so I'm
Of
out.
course. Okay, well, there goes my thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't even
anyways.
come out in that time, so too bad.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you then.
But yeah, it's coming out in October. I'm really looking forward to
Yes.
that. I can't wait to like have some like pizza nights and
Yeah.
get everyone over to play some.
Play set like
classic.
a 100-turn game and then just like fight each other in
Yeah.
real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not over until we all walk out with black eyes.
So then we got a bunch of shadow drops. We got Fortnite that came out that day.
Yep.
Big win for Nintendo with that one.
Huge, yeah.
Huge.
I think it got downloaded like 2 million times in like a day,
Yeah.
which is a fucking ton.
Yeah, people were expecting it though. It was
Yeah.
nothing. Like as soon as I
Well, people were expecting because it fucking leaked.
Yeah, that's it. It's even if it didn't leak, it was like if it had happened, it was a quote unquote surprise. I still would have looked at me like, okay, next one. Like, let's go.
Well, yeah, because you don't care about the Battle Royale thing, but that's huge for the public at large.
Oh, 100%. This is going to help the Switch, no question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for like kids in schools and stuff playing on their phone, they're like, "Fuck
Yeah.
that! Give me a Switch right now."
Yeah, put it in my backpack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that a little bit myself. It's fun. Like I just realized that I will never be good enough to actually win
Same.
a game, but it's enough that you could actually get in there and get silly and just like build boxes there's a lot of there's definitely a community spirit within that game that it's not so much just like Call of Duty that like you run out, you get shot, you run out, you get shot, and that can happen if you go to a clustered area.
Yeah.
But sometimes like I've seen people just like and how they showed it like in the treehouse of just building a stage and then everybody gets up there and does their emotion dances up on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I really like the fun spirit of that game, though. Even though Battle Royale isn't really my cup of tea, I'm
Fair
very
enough.
happy that it made it onto the Switch.
It's definitely a better showing than PUBG. PUBG,
Yeah.
as much as it revolutionized the whole Battle Royale scene,
They're on the outs.
Yeah, it was just the aesthetic's boring. Fortnite took whatever
It's fun.
PUBG
It's like
did.
Pixar, Overwatch.
That's it,
Yeah.
and that's like the new age. I'm happy that it is, but that's what you should be going for. Something that's vibrant, something that's fun. It's a fucking video game.
Everyone's getting sick of gritty.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're a long ways from the browns and grays of the mid 2000s.
I remember that.
Mid to late 2000s.
It was funny. I remember like on Reddit they had pictures of all the games coming out, and they're all like these brownish things, and they had Super Mario Galaxy in the corner, and it was like,
Yeah.
so bright and colorful. I was like, yes. Now this whole Fortnite thing is actually getting Sony's getting some slack from it.
Really?
Yeah,
Slack,
because
Flack.
flack because of,
Opposite of Slack.
because they're not playing nicely with Nintendo, Microsoft, and mobile.
Yes, the memes have been merciless about that.
Yeah, of course. But this is typical in my eyes.
But this is a lot of people attacking them right now. They
Yeah.
haven't even made a statement.
yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying it doesn't surprise me that they're not going to allow cross-platform. They're on top. They're pulling exactly what Microsoft was trying to pull during the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah.
Because Sony was like, oh, yeah, we're all for cross-platform. Let's do anything to sell PS3s. And 360's like, no, we're on top. Fuck you. We're not going to give you the chance to sell more shit because of this.
Yep.
You want to play it on our console, you play with people on our console.
Well, we'll
That's it.
see. I know in boardrooms there's going to be a lot of discussions about market share, chipping away.
Yeah.
As Nintendo is ascended, Xbox is pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
True.
I have a feeling this generation, they don't care. They're going to start pulling out all the stops for PS5.
Possibly. We'll see.
I think so.
Now, Nintendo got a couple more shadow drops. We got Hollow Knight.
Yes.
Which I have been gorging on this game in the
You like
last
it?
2 days. Oh, I'm fucking loving it.
Oh,
like,
wow.
well, I love Metroidvania style games, and there's some like it is for me. I'm finding it like just the right amount of challenging without feeling like overly punishing. It does kind of piss me off that like sometimes there'll be these very challenging platform areas which you're probably going to need to retry a few times, but they'll be like, let's say like a 20-second journey away from a save point.
Yeah.
So you end up dying a few times. You end up going back to the save point, and then you have to journey all the way back down again.
Yeah,
and that
get your
gets
soul back.
Yeah, that gets a little bit tedious, but I'm fucking loving that game.
No, I'm having a fuck ton of fun with it. I am loving the crap out of it. All I'm doing whenever I'm home is either playing Hollow Knight until I get like overwhelmed by it and I need to put it down for a little bit, watch Voltron for a little bit, back to Hollow Knight. That's it.
It's one of the great things about that game is the sound.
Yeah.
Like all the little sound effects, the ambience on the music, and the voice acting. Like nobody actually says any words. It's all like Mario and Luigi, like boppity boopity kind of like talks.
Banjo-Kazooie-esque,
Yeah.
but not as annoying.
But no, not as annoying, and it conveys so much character in each one of them, the way they talk, in terms of their, in terms of like the nuance of their voices. Like you actually get such a sense of these characters, despite the fact they're not actually saying any intelligible words other than what's in the text boxes.
Yeah, it's all in the feel.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
I'll
great.
pick this one up.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely.
Yeah, I'm
suggest
not
it.
usually a fan of Metroidvania games, but except Metroid games, but
Yeah.
Actually, I got a funny story about Hollow Knight. Quick thing. So Trickster, as you guys know and know a few of our listeners know, was trying to convince me, or not convince me, but he told me, he's like, look, I'm tired of waiting for the Switch version to come out for Hollow Knight. He's like, I'm doing it. I'm buying the PC version. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, should I? I had backed Hollow Knight, so I was thinking about reaching out and changing my key from Switch to PC.
oh, so you got a Switch key?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was sitting there. I'm like, no, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to wait. There's enough games coming out. I'll be fine. I can wait. I don't want to like push it too far. Cut to a week later, they announce it at E3 and release it that day.
Nice.
As soon as it happens, I'm watching the video on my phone of the live conference, and I see Trickster, like a notification from him being like, are you fucking kidding me?
Shit. Oh, well. The next kind of shadow drop, we got the Octo expansion pack.
Yes.
Which came out, I think, the next day after.
Yeah, when it was supposed to come out in mid-July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fucking tough as nails. Now, I will say, like, some parts are, like, relatively challenging, but I just by fluke of the draw, took a beeline to a stage that's called Girl Power Station. And I rapidly learned that this is now notorious on the internet for being how fucking retardedly hard it is.
Is it that hard?
Like, I game overed. Like I actually like because you know how they have the credit
Holy
systems in
shit.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I have so many credits. I'm like, I'll never run out.
Well, it's a 2,000 credit toll,
fuck.
and I'll tell you what it is. It's a stage, and you get to pick whatever weapon you want, and then there's all kinds of ultra power ups, and you have to defend an orb in the center of the stage
Yeah.
for 1 minute and 30 seconds,
Yeah.
as waves and waves of inklings are coming in. And you're just getting attacked by all sides. So most of the weapons, you have to get too in close that you're going to be in like situations where it's like 3 of them against you.
Yeah.
And if you don't die, one of them is going to get behind you and just start blasting away at this thing.
Shit.
Like the closest I've gotten is with 15 seconds left on the countdown. And it is fucking ridiculously hard.
weird.
Yeah.
And
I want to play this game so bad, though.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really enjoying the variety of missions.
Yes.
There's like 80 plus missions.
Yep.
And I think the weakest thing from the mainline game is the single player mode. The levels tend to drag out. They're a
Yeah.
little too long for my liking.
Got you.
But these ones are quick, bite sized. They teach
Yeah.
you about different weapons and stuff.
Nice.
Yes, yeah, that much I liked. Is that instead of it just happening, this is the stage with the sniping weapon. This is the stage with the roller weapon.
Yeah.
Like there's actually certain things that are unique to which kind of weapon you're using, and
Yeah. And even the specials, like something with specials where they only last like 5 seconds in a battle. Now this whole level, you have the special in your arsenal for the whole time, so you could practice and learn how these mechanics work for these
yeah,
different
like there's
specials.
entire
Yeah.
stages with the jetpack or entire stages with the baller. That,
Okay,
Exactly.
so they're themed.
Yeah.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, so it's very themed challenge missions, and very few relatively of just get to the end of the stage.
Yeah, and there's new items to collect, new characters to interact with. It's really freaking
Yeah.
good. It's like kind of like a sequel ish.
Damn.
A lot of reveal of the story between Pearl and Marina and their backstory.
Yeah, it's nice to see them part of the story.
So I actually beat it. Like beat
Did
the main
you?
thing. Oh, I didn't 100% it, but I ended up like collecting the 4 things.
Oh yeah.
And making my way. So I've unlocked the
So you can play as an Ocklane and
which then I just immediately stopped playing and started playing Hollow Knight.
yeah, 100%.
But it's pricey. It's $30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like I don't know. I thought
There's
it was
a lot
pretty-
of content
Yeah,
there.
there's a shit ton. And then we have our final reveal.
Yeah.
Daisy is in Smash Brothers.
About damn freaking time. And no other characters at all.
It's basically a port of Smash. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
It's not a port.
Daisy Ridley confirmed.
Yeah, seriously. I do appreciate the fact that in this Smash, I'm just going out and assuming that everybody who's listening to this has already watched the Smash Brothers trailer and
It
knows
was like
about
it was like half an hour.
It was half an hour.
Yeah.
Everybody's in this game. It is what it is. It's great. Looks awesome. Looks like a fucking brand new game. A lot of different aesthetics. Blah, 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 whatever. The biggest piece for this fucking reveal for me, they finally started calling clones clones. I am so happy about it.
But they're not like they're called echo characters.
Yes, which is I am perfectly fine with that now. They are not their own separate characters. Lucina is tied to Marth.
Oh,
Right?
that actually
Daisy is tied to fucking Peach.
really, but Lucina actually had different mechanics than Marth did.
They're saying that essentially these are quote unquote echo characters. These are characters that are based off of another character in the game, but are different enough that they won't be a costume.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm curious
Yeah.
to where this line is drawn.
Well, because think about it, Mario and Luigi would never be. Oh no, they would be. I think.
No, I don't think they would.
I think they're gonna tag it as
That's
that.
why I'm very confused where they draw the line of what
Yeah,
is
so
an
which
echo
characters
character.
are considered echoes or
So
clones?
far right now we have Lucina
Yeah.
and Daisy.
But there's gonna be more. Like,
Lucina had like a shorter range, and like her hitboxes were closer
yeah,
to the
but
middle
it's
of the sword rather than
it's
the
the difference
point.
between like Lucas and Ness, right?
Yeah, like that. Well, yeah,
They're
that's a different
different
moveset
enough.
as well.
What?
So then, what isn't different enough? And that's my question. Is
Yeah,
like
and I think
that's
that's the internet's question as well. I think it's kind of confusing and not everyone's understanding it.
Yeah, which is fine. I know we're gonna get more information. I'm just happy they finally like just recognized it publicly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I hate it when like, oh, we have a new character. And it's like, okay, cool. Like this is gonna be awesome. Who's it gonna be? And it ends up being a clone of another character.
But Sakurai was very he was very transparent last time Smash came out for Lucina, for example. He's like, this is basically
Marth.
but
Yeah.
we've added this and different knockback properties and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that. Now I'm curious, will Dr. Mario be an echo character? Well,
That's
like,
probably
is
more along
Wolf-
the
yeah,
lines.
because Dr. Mario and Wolf, well, even Wolf had slightly different smash attacks, but Dr. Mario was very, very similar.
Is
to
Ganon,
Mario.
is like Captain Falcon and Ganon. Is Ganon an Echo
I think they've separated
character?
enough because Ganon's got a sword now.
Yes, he's got a sword now.
Yeah. I would
So
argue Falco and Fox would be Echo.
Yeah,
echoes
I'm
of
actually
each
going to
other.
go against that. I predict that Dr. Mario will not be an Echo character.
Yeah.
And I think right now the only ones we know for sure are Lucina and Daisy. And yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
No, there's
Yeah.
going to be more. I mean, they've already retconned Lucina. They're going to retcon another few. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Possibly.
Maybe Young Link and Toon Link will probably be echoes of each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm kind of happy both of them are in the game. I
yeah,
like both
like
of
that.
them.
That's like Pichu and bringing back like everything. Like,
Everyone is here.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, the GameCube variants were some of my favorites. Like I still like Toon Link better than Young Link, but I loved Young Link in that game.
Yeah.
Pichu was my go-to for like the Pichu, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Pichu. I think it was just because he kept on getting hurt, but he was more powerful. It was just like, I don't care. This is amazing.
He was just so small.
Yeah.
He was adorable.
We also got a brand new character, Ridley.
Yes.
Pretty sweet, no?
After all the memes of him being too big to be a character and it becoming so close, like him becoming like actually highly involved in stages, they actually finally gave in and made him his own character.
yeah, and it's about damn time.
I think he's the winner of the Smash ballot.
Was that what it was?
I have a feeling.
No,
that-
then it would have been Goku.
No.
Was Goku actually a thing on there?
I don't know. It's just the running thing on the internet that everybody wants to have Goku in that game.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, look, they could do it. I mean, he's not exactly a video game character, but they brought back like all the third-party characters, including Snake, Bayonetta, Cloud, Sonic,
Pac-Man.
like, Pac-Man's there, Mega Man.
And Bomberman as an assist trophy now.
Yes, as
Which is
assist
kind of
trophy.
cool because the creator of Bomberman like died the day before he got
Oh
revealed.
shit!
So that's kind of like a nice like love letter, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is like an all-star cast of video game characters.
And not only just the characters, but they have seemingly changed the mechanics a bit. And we were talking about this before, but I think we've now finally come to that full 180 from where Nintendo is now courting Smash Brothers as a tournament-worthy game.
Oh, yeah, ever
Whereas
since
you know,
4.
coming from Brawl,
Yeah.
where they were like going out of their way, bringing in tripping mechanics to
Yeah.
try to bring out any dodge actions, really dumbing down the online component,
Yeah.
like trying to double down. No, this is a multiplayer, fun couch co-op game.
Yeah.
They turned a corner with the Wii U and changed some things from there in terms of like let's say having Omega versions of every single stage.
Yep.
But now they have actually created individual mechanics for stock duels.
Yeah.
Like having that final hit when it's the like the final
So
play, like the
cool.
final smash of the match.
Yeah.
Like those little details in terms of like actually having different physics, whether you're playing stock or whether
Yeah.
you're playing time match.
Yeah, it's very intricate. Like it was kind of weird how in like depth Sakurai went into this game. It was like
Yeah.
it was kind of a little bit too much. I was hoping for more game announcements, but
Well, you kind of have to once you're really trying to court the hardcore crowd.
Totally.
I think you really have to get into like the changes of mechanics, how
Mm-hmm.
they've changed air dashing, they've changed normal dashing that you can't just do it as often anymore. It'll have
True.
diminishing returns. Like trying to make this a more aggressive dueling game.
Yeah.
and those smoke trails. Oh my
yes.
god, I haven't seen smoke like that since like Wind Waker.
Yeah,
like, where
no,
I've been
it was
impressed
awesome.
by smoke. Oh man, so freaking cool.
Because even watching the Invitational was just like I was actually
Yes.
really entertained by that.
It was like watching sports. Like I know, like I'm not into sports, but when I see
Yeah.
my friends watch sports and they
Yeah.
get into it, I was like feeling a sport.
Especially those Mario versus Sonic like final matches
Yeah.
with what was it? Zero and oh shoot, I forget the other.
Nero.
Was that
Nero? No, Nero was the played like all these casuals.
De Niro?
No,
What?
but yeah, for me personally, I'm really not like a competitive Smash player anymore.
Yeah.
But I just love these games because it's a celebration of video games and Nintendo culture. With
Yeah.
you get to get trophies, you unlock different music. It's like the ultimate Nintendo game.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like this is just more of what Nintendo has been doing is that we recognize that this is the intended play of this game, and we recognize this is how a lot of communities like to play this game. And they've shown it in Odyssey, they've shown it in Breath of the Wild, they've shown it and now in Smash Brothers that they are aware that we are now in the YouTube streaming Twitch world.
Totally.
And they're making games that you play them however it is you want to play them, like within the confines of the game, without having to it being, oh, this is a thing you can do. We really don't think you should be doing it, but I guess you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this will please the Melee crowd? And do you think we'll finally just
I don't think anything will ever please the League crowd.
shut them up?
No.
I don't think that'll ever stop.
No. If this game doesn't have wave dashing, they're never going to be fucking happy.
Yeah.
That's just the way that it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, Sakurai said that there's so much work being put into this game that, like, don't expect new characters or that many new characters. Do you think that's it for new?
I think we'll see an ARMS character at some juncture. It just seems too odd that they wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see maybe like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And probably saw a lot more Echo Fighters. I think we're going to see...
I'm expecting a lot more from this game before it gets released. I think they got all of this out of the way at E3 so that in the next couple of directs that are going to be coming up...
think of any Echo Fighters off the top of your head? I know it's kind of hard right now, but...
Waluigi?
No, Waluigi is an assist trophy, number 1. And...
At least 50 more Fire Emblem characters.
oh, yeah, I can see that. That would suck.
I don't care. I want Isaac. I want Isaac in this game. It's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Stop trying to make Isaac happen.
It's not going to work.
So we got a release date for December 7th.
Yes.
Which is pretty late.
Yeah.
Well, when did the...
Like, holiday titles are usually released like November.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, because I think Smash 4 didn't come out in November.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is going to be a day one purchase for me. There's no question.
Yeah, 100%. Even if I'm not going to get competitive, I love unlocking absolutely everything in that game.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I got into the 3DS version a lot, and I work from home, so I used to have my 3DS open with all my amiibo characters fighting for me.
Yeah.
And they would just
unlock
collect
those credits.
They would collect CDs and trophies and everything. So I had 100% in that game.
I did the same thing a lot on Smash 4 for Wii U.
Yeah. And apparently all your amiibo characters will transfer over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butt Link rides again.
Yeah, and we also got some. We got some new amiibo. We got another Splatoon Smash series amiibo.
Yep.
And a Ridley amiibo.
Yep.
And I'm sure we're gonna see a Daisy amiibo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. Yeah. And I'm sure we're gonna start seeing like Pichu and Young Link amiibo. All the Smash characters.
We'll probably see like
new.
a set for. I think we'll see like a clone characters like 3-pack or something like that.
Possibly,
Could
yeah.
see it.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see a new amiibo for.
It'll come. Well, it depends. I mean, we're going to see more amiibos as more characters are released.
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah.
I think there'll still be a handful of more new characters.
I'm sure they're gonna restock the older Smash amiibo, anyways. Okay.
So let's talk about what didn't come out.
Oh yeah, this part.
Expectations.
Here's all of our lowered expectations. No Odyssey expansion. Of
course.
No Nintendo.
What the fuck?
No Nintendogs. That was a little bit of a one-off.
Yeah.
No Mario 3D World or Odyssey. Basically, no Wii U ports.
Surprising.
No Mario in general outside of Party. And I guess Smash, but I don't count that. Yeah.
No Animal Crossing, no Pikmin, no Metroid 4. No Star Fox Grand Prix.
Yep.
No Wii Fit. Which I know really broke a lot of people's hearts.
Well, I just want to go on air that during the Sakurai Smash presentation, they changed the face of the Wii Fit trainer, and that was a request from the Wii Fit team. So I don't know if that means anything, but
Okay, all right, you never
the
know.
Wii Fit team was mentioned in this E3 2018 Nintendo Direct.
Cool.
But yeah, so outside of what had been already discussed in previous directs or leaks or launches, there's very, very scant brand new releases. Now, I'll still give points to Fortnite because that was leaked. It wasn't formally released before, even though it was heavily rumored, which is still a big win.
Yeah.
But like other than Mario Party and Daemon X Machina, it was all previously announced. Even Fire Emblem, that we already knew that there was going to be a main console Fire Emblem. We just didn't have a name for it yet.
Yeah, but I guess you could say that with every franchise. But I'm also going to say, I'm also going to go on the record and say Pokemon Go I also consider as like a surprise from E3. It may have been not in the direct, but it was still in like the season of E3.
Yeah, it was only released shortly before. Like it was sort of like a pre-E3.
It was like the first big announcement of E3 in my eyes.
Yeah, it's...
So I thought it was a pretty good show. I was like my inner Nintendo fanboy was raging.
Yeah.
I was like, Sakurai, shut the fuck up. We need to hear more. But then after I kind of like sat down and reevaluated everything, and I was like, if you look at this year's catalog of Nintendo games, we got a pretty good year. We got Mario Tennis Aces coming out shortly.
Yeah.
Splatoon
Octopath.
Octopath. Splatoon just came out.
Yeah.
We got Mario Party this year. We got Pokemon this year. We got Smash this year, and then we got all like these smaller indie titles coming out.
Like Killer Queen.
Killer Queen. We got even that Takio Drum Master game that I'm totally importing. Like we got a jam packed. Year full of games.
They could have showed off so much more.
Of course they could have. Everyone can always do more.
But stuff that we already know about. Yeah, more about the Yoshi game, more about Metroid. Like, there's stuff they announced last year that they just did not even bother like mentioning.
Yeah, even just like an update. Like, here's what Metroid 4, like even a screenshot.
Exactly.
Like, just give us something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Look, my whole thing with this E3 in general is I either didn't give a shit about the conferences because I don't play most of their games, which it is what it is, or the ones that I really cared about pretty much shat the bed.
Yeah.
Like, we saw some cool things. I'm not saying it was all bad, but there was no, like, gigantic reveal. There was no Shenmue 3 or, Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things where it was just, this whole E3 kind of seemed a little lackluster to me.
I mean, I feel like there is a lot of salt, as there is at every E3.
Of course.
And not that to say that there isn't room for improvement. I find myself quite satisfied, like particularly with Nintendo, the stable of games they've got coming out in the near future, and we know we'll hear more about the games they haven't touched. Like I kind of feel for, let's say, Animal Crossing fans because it's been a while, but
long time. There hasn't been a home console
like
version
5
of
years.
Like 10.
Oh yeah, the home console, yeah.
Yeah, it's
but I don't know. Like there's plenty of games that keep me busy until the balance of year. It's more of just I feel like there's been so much salt, and even the stuff that hasn't come out, like there's so much salt around. Oh, Smash, Smash Ultimate isn't a real game; it's a port. It's using a lot of the same assets. It's just like I feel like every year a lot of similar things happen, and there's all these insane expectations for all these super obscure titles that may or may not happen, and if they do get announced, it's great, and if they don't get announced, it's everybody's like, oh, we've been snubbed again. I feel like there's even more salt and entitlement this year than in previous years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just me getting older and crutchety.
No, because if you look back at the past 3 years, 4 years, E3 has been generally amazing for announcements. They've been nailing stuff. It doesn't matter if we were expecting it or not. Yeah, fine, we didn't get Metroid, but we got, like, I don't know, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Or, like, we didn't get whatever, but we got Final Fantasy 7, we got Shenmue 3. Like, there was always a surprise. There was always new stuff coming up being like, hey, this is the new thing that we have coming. Yeah. Get excited for it. This year, there was fucking nothing.
I don't know. You know what? As versus last year, I like it when we have releases with a solid amount of gameplay. It's when the title card announcements come out, they don't show anything to it other than the fact that we're making this game, that it's in the future. It really brings nothing forward, though it generates an obscene amount of hype. And so, I mean, like, there was a ton of title card announcements last year, and it got everybody fired up. But I really liked in terms of what I saw for the things they went in depth with.
I agree,
and I feel
we always do, but it's the little surprises. Like, are you going to tell me right now that you would have rather not known that Metroid 4 was coming out?
I think I would have been more surprised if Metroid Prime 4 got announced at next E3 with proper gameplay footage. I would have lost my shit.
Yeah, now we wouldn't have gotten that. We would have gotten, instead of getting the title card last year, we would have gotten nothing last year and nothing again this year, and people would have been losing their minds, being like, "What the fuck, Metroid 4?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, now we know that it's coming, and I can at least have a little bit of ease of mind.
How about if
one of my favorite franchises? Think, okay, at least I know
video
this
games
coming.
Can change. Like, stuff can happen. The project could be canceled for all we know. Like, so many things can happen in development cycle. If you announce something before it even starts development, who knows what's going to happen?
I feel like Nintendo overplayed their hand when they did that stuff last year, and they needed to because the Switch really needed to get off the ground.
Yep.
But now that they've got the fire lit under their ass, they're printing money with Pokemon and coming around the corner.
Last year they had Mario and Zelda. The second year of Switch has Smash Brothers and Pokemon. That's really freaking good in terms of, like, their heavy hitters.
No, but what stopped them from announcing Pokemon at E3 instead of showing it off, like, what, 2 weeks ago?
I disagree. I think Pokemon was still part of E3 2018. Surprise or not, I'm cool. It counts towards Nintendo's reputation.
Nintendo is trying to get away from E3. Like, there are, or maybe that's not the right words. Nintendo has been actively, and we've been seeing this since like directs have become more and more prevalent.
Yeah.
They want to be controlling the narrative, not letting it be dictated by a third party announcement that they happen to have a presentation within. And so they are doing these directs over the course of the year instead of having to go through all the pomp and circumstance. It feels like a different strategy. And I feel like Nintendo, what perhaps we were seeing, because we were very happy with Nintendo showing last year because the Switch was still, like a concern earlier on in its cycle.
Sure, yeah, fair enough.
And Nintendo, much like Microsoft now, Nintendo really had their backs against the wall, and so they had to empty their pockets of absolutely everything that they had in the development cycle, even if it may end up disappointing later on because they need to show that they have that robust pipeline of games
I
coming
disagree.
out.
I think they have so many pockets. They have next level studios who we have no idea what's going on. We have retro studios.
Yeah.
We have all these different studios that they own, and we just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we know they're up to something. Whether or not they can show something or whatever, that's fine. But guys, this is E3. This is video game Christmas. This is not some shitty fucking... I would even argue TGS is some crappy-ass event compared to this. This is E3. You come to this with everything that you have, or you don't come at all.
You need to lower your expectations.
I can't, because it's E3. E3 has been like this for ages. It's either kill E3 and do something along the lines of directs, which I will totally agree with, or come to E3 with everything. The in-between does not exist. It's E3 that is it. That is my opinion on the matter.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I know, so am I, because it fucking pisses me off too.
I'm glad you're a Sony fan, because it seems to be the only thing they care about.
Yeah, look, you can announce whatever you want at whatever point in time. Just make sure you come to E3. Yeah. And if you're not, do what Nintendo does for TGS. Don't come if you have nothing.
No, Nintendo had a lot to show this year.
I'm not saying Nintendo.
Okay,
I'm just saying in general.
yeah.
Like, if you're not going to come with something big, don't come to E3.
I don't know.
I think that'd be ridiculous. It's one thing to control the narrative, but to just not show up to E3 would be ridiculous.
If you have nothing to show.
But nobody has nothing to show.
Everyone has something to show.
You're just expecting them to show more.
Something that's worthwhile.
I think Pokemon, I don't know. I think a lot of the announcements this year were worthwhile.
I don't know. I have a few things that I'm definitely excited about.
I'll agree with you, Paul. It wasn't the best E3.
Yeah, like there's definitely room for improvement, but to say that this was like massive disappointment.
Like human beings are making this stuff. There's only so much resources people have. Like, you got to cut them some slack.
No, but
flack.
I'm not. No. Cut them slack.
Slack.
Look, I am fine with somebody like not showing anything off at E3. You can do that. But again, if you're going to set up this huge fucking event that, guys, we're going to reveal everything that's going to be coming over the next 2 years and get so excited about this. And then it's like, okay, cool. We knew about Smash Brothers. It's nice to see a little bit more from that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We got Mario Party, whatever. Fine. I'll probably play that. It looks fun. Oh, we got the new whatever Machina game that looks pretty cool.
Brand
Whatever.
new Pokemon
hey,
game that we've never seen before with new mechanics.
Which was announced the week before. So there was no surprise. The surprise needs to happen.
See, you keep changing what you want.
What do you mean?
Well, all you're saying is, there needs to be big reveals. And it's like, well, yeah, they had a bunch of reveals, but I didn't care about them. That's the difference here. Is that so? Really, what you're getting to the point is, it needs to also be a surprise.
How are you telling me that Mario Party is a huge release from the company?
I love Mario Party, and they had that game had magic built into it with 2 systems doing really cool things.
That is not the game.
Fortnite is the biggest game in the world, right now, and now it's coming to the Switch. That's a huge announcement, but you personally don't give a fuck, which is fine.
I would argue a lot of the gaming community doesn't give a fuck.
Well, of course, there's always a percentage that doesn't give a fuck about anything.
And you play to the market. So explain to me in what world Mario Party is a good reveal for E3. It doesn't hit. I understand to hit it as a transition piece.
Maybe Mario Party 11 would have been bad, but this is like a rebranding reboot of Mario Party.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I hear you. It's not really a good thing when you're like, oh my god, Mario Party was the biggest surprise.
Thank you.
You know when you're saying that I guess this year wasn't that good, but at the end of the day, there was a lot of good reveals. Maybe not so much surprises because of leaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair. And because they made their biggest reveal of the year a week early.
Yeah, which again was a bad choice in my eyes. I would have lost my mind over the new Pokemon getting announced.
I lost my mind when I saw Pokemon for the first time. I still was surprised by a Pokemon game. I just wasn't surprised during the Nintendo presentation. I don't think that matters.
Look, I understand logically what you guys are saying makes sense.
I still had that joy and that joy and element of surprise. Why would you take that away from me just because it wasn't put into a different time slot?
But why have both time slots? It didn't make sense. They showed off the exact same shit in both trailers.
They had their reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just
Different strategy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't take it away from me.
okay.
Nor should it from you.
It's fine. Let's just say we're going to agree
Well,
to
you guys
disagree.
can all fuck off. You can find us YouTube and fucking Instagram and shit.
Nah, I ain't coming back. We're done.
Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm probably going to release this episode to YouTube. As I'm sure you've noticed by now that it's only audio, but I'm going to be releasing this to YouTube, so for sure it's going to be on there. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Podbay. We have Facebook and Instagram that we barely ever use, so come join us on that for an absolute nothing fest.
Well, there's some pretty pictures.
Yeah, there are some pretty pictures on there from old. But yeah, and beyond that, thank you for listening to us have a calm discussion for about an hour and then let it devolve into insanity.
we got heated. I like that. We never get heated on this.
Yeah, it's true.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm. I have my opinions.
I feel alive.
Gonna kill a man.
Okay.
Okay. Seen you fucking filthy animals.